We live in a culture that glorifies the grind. We are told that sleep is for the weak and that we can catch up when we are dead. But in 2026, the data is clear. If you are skipping sleep, you are essentially choosing to be slower, angrier, and less creative. Matthew Walker, the author of Why We Sleep, famously says that sleep is the single most effective thing we can do to reset our brain and body health each day. It is not just a pillar of health, it is the foundation that the other pillars, diet and exercise, sit upon. Without sleep, your gym sessions are wasted and your diet is ineffective because your hormones are in a state of chaos. Today, we are building the ultimate night routine using the science of the 2026 reset. I have linked Why We Sleep in the description. Read it if you want to be truly terrified of missing another hour of rest. Section 1. The Memory and Learning Shortcut. One of the most mind-blowing points in Walker's research is what sleep does for your brain. Think of your brain like a USB drive. During the day, you are collecting data, but that data is stored in a temporary, fragile location called the hippocampus. The shortcut to actually learning a new skill or remembering a book is sleep. During deep sleep, your brain moves those files from the temporary inbox to the long-term hard drive of the cortex. If you do not sleep, you lose the data. This is why pulling an all-nighter to study or work is a mathematical failure. You are better off working 4 hours and sleeping 8 than working 12 hours and sleeping 0. To master 2026, you must sleep to remember. Section 2. The Emotional Regulation Shield. Have you ever noticed that everything feels like a disaster when you are tired? There is a biological reason for this. Without sleep, the connection between your emotional center, the amygdala, and your logical center, the prefrontal cortex, is severed. You become all gas and no brakes. You snap at your partner, you lose your cool with your team, and you make impulsive decisions. Matthew Walker shows that a sleep-deprived brain is 60% more reactive to negative stimuli. The shortcut to becoming a stoic, grounded man is simply getting 8 hours of rest. You do not need a meditation retreat. You need a consistent bedtime. Section 3. The Menace of the Caffeine Carryover. We need to talk about the caffeine shortcut that is actually a trap. Many people think they are fine because they can fall asleep after an espresso. However, Walker explains the difference between sleep quantity and sleep quality. The caffeine blocks the receptors in your brain for a chemical called adenosine. Adenosine is what creates sleep pressure, that heavy feeling that tells it is time to rest. Even if you fall asleep with caffeine in your system, you will lack the deep, restorative stages of sleep. You will wake up feeling like you did not sleep at all, leading to more caffeine the next day. The 2026 shortcut. Stop all caffeine 12 hours before your intended bedtime. If you want to sleep at 10 hours p.m., your last cup is at 10 hours a.m. Section 4. The Night Routine Protocol. Now, let us build the ritual. To trigger the meltdown phase of your day, you must address 3 things: light, temperature, and mental loops. The light lockdown. Your brain produces melatonin when it perceives darkness. In our modern world, the sun goes down, but our screens stay bright. This creates a state of permanent noon in your head. The shortcut is to use red light filters on your devices, or better yet, put them away. Dim the overhead lights, use lamps. Tell your brain that the hunt is over and it is time to recover. The cool down. Your brain needs to drop its temperature to initiate sleep. Matthew Walker recommends a room temperature of around 18 degrees Celsius, 65 degrees Fahrenheit. This is much cooler than most people realize. If you are too warm, your brain stays in a state of high metabolic activity. Cool the room and you cool the mind. The worry window. If you struggle with racing thoughts, use the brain dump technique we discussed. Write down every single thing you need to do tomorrow. By externalizing the stress, you allow your nervous system to downshift from sympathetic, fight or flight, to parasympathetic, rest and digest. Conclusion. The choice of the elite. In 2026, being well-rested is a status symbol. It shows that you are in control of your time and your biology. As Matthew Walker proves, sleep is the greatest legal performance enhancer in existence. I'm the Self-Help Shortcut. Join the 2026 reset by hitting that subscribe button. Your future self is counting on you to go to bed.